Shanae will say the same thing. She will bring the popcorn.
Mostly about I think I want to be sitting over this side.
Thank you.
It's more natural. I mean, the lighting's a little warm, but I can fix the color balance. Yeah. Or I can just continue.
I use it because I don't have time for editing later.
Good evening, councilors. As you know, we are in recess right now for our meeting that started on February 7th. I'm now looking for a motion to come out of recess. Is there a
So moved.
motion made by the senator? It's been seconded by the representative, and I started a little too quickly because the clerk's just walking in. So we're going to have when she settles in, we're going to have a roll call vote to come out of recess. Actually, we don't need a roll call vote. We'll just call it by voice. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. At this point, what I'm looking to take off is the communications. Communications for the mayor's State of the City address. Is there a motion to take that off the table?
So moved.
Motion made by the senator, seconded by the state representative. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Mayor, welcome. We're looking forward to hearing your State of the City address. The time is now, so please, we look forward to hearing from you.
Buenas noches a todos. Buenas noches, presidente del Consejo Municipal, Marla Plan, y a todos los miembros del Consejo Municipal, Delegación Estatal y Federal, miembros del Comité Escolar, empleados destacados en la ciudad de Lawrence, partes interesadas y compañeros de la ciudad de Lawrence.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, City Council President Mark LaPlante, members of the Lawrence City Council, State and Federal Delegation, the Lawrence School Committee, prominent employees of the City of Lawrence, the stakeholders, and fellow Lawrenceans.
Me enorgullece decir que este es un momento emocionante para la ciudad de Lawrence por las muchas cosas buenas que hemos logrado en tan solo un año. Sin embargo, aún queda mucho trabajo por hacer.
I am proud to say that this is an exciting time for Lawrence because of the many great things we have accomplished in just 1 year. However, there is still much work to be done.
Es un honor estar con ustedes hoy para compartir mi discurso sobre el estado de la ciudad. Este es mi segundo discurso. Al igual que otras ciudades del país, entramos en este nuevo año con la inflación más alta de los 40 años y una guerra sin sentido entre Rusia y Ucrania que empeora las cosas.
It is an honor to be with you today to share my State of the City address. This is my second speech. Like other cities in the country, we enter this new year with the highest inflation in 40 years and a senseless war between Russia and Ukraine that makes matters worse.
Pero No estoy aquí para hablar de cómo nos está afectando esto. Estoy aquí para informarles cómo mi administración enfrentará y superará estos desafíos y obstáculos para continuar elevando nuestra ciudad a un nivel de vida más alto.
But I'm not here to talk just about how these problems are affecting us. I'm here to let you know how my administration will face and overcome our challenges and obstacles to continue raising our city to a higher standard of living.
Nosotros, la gente de la ciudad de Lawrence, estamos trabajando constantemente para lograr una ciudad próspera, segura, innovadora, ecológica y atractiva, no solo para vivir, trabajar e invertir, sino también para ser admirado.
We, the people of Lawrence, the city of Lawrence, are working diligently to achieve a prosperous, safe, innovative, green, and attractive city, not only to live, work, and invest, but also to be admired.
El compromiso de nuestro gobierno para la ciudad de Lawrence es brindar servicios públicos de calidad de manera oportuna y competente y trabajar con la cooperación de nuestros concejales, elegidos federales y estatales, líderes comunitarios, partes interesadas y ciudadanos, y así entre todos crear un Lawrence más seguro, más protegido, donde las personas puedan vivir, trabajar, estudiar e invertir.
Lawrence City government is committed to delivering quality public services in a timely and competitive manner and to working competitively with our federal and state delegators, community leaders, stakeholders, and citizens to create a safer and more progressive Lawrence where people can live, work, study, and invest.
Estamos colocando nuestro desarrollo económico, seguridad pública, infraestructura, educación, gestión fiscal, transparencia gubernamental, calidad de vida y justicia social en la parte superior de nuestra agenda gubernamental para no solo encarar la creencia de que todos los residentes deben tener la oportunidad de ser parte de nuestro nuevo plan de prosperidad, sino que también sirve como un faro protegista para el Commonwealth y la nación americana.
We are placing our economy development, public safety, infrastructure, education, fiscal management, government transparency, quality of life, and social justice at the top of our government agenda, not to only embody the belief that all residents should have the opportunity to be part of our new prosperity plan, but also serves as a progressive beacon for the Commonwealth and the nation.
El estado de nuestra ciudad nunca ha sido más fuerte. Juntos hemos hecho de Lawrence una ciudad más segura, saludable, dinámica, productiva y más inclusiva que jamás haya existido. Este progreso se siente en cada vecindario y es reconocido en todo el estado de Massachusetts. Estamos recuperando la fe en el gobierno de muchas maneras al administrar el dinero de los contribuyentes de forma responsable e inteligente.
The state of our city has never been stronger. Together, we have made Lawrence a safer, healthier, more dynamic, productive, and more inclusive city than it has been ever. This progress is felt in every neighborhood that is recognized through the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. We are restoring faith in government in many ways by managing taxpayer money wisely, smartly, and more responsible.
Estamos creando un gobierno en el que se pueda confiar. Este año de sólida gestión fiscal nos ha ayudado a obtener una calificación de bono perfecta de A a A+. La reserva del free cash de la ciudad en el 1 de julio del 2022 eran de $43 millones, la más alta en la historia de la ciudad. También redujimos el déficit de 4 millones de dólares que teníamos en la ciudad en los últimos años, lo cual nos ayudó a paliar el costo de los incrementos de la construcción e inversiones que teníamos en toda la ciudad para realizar.
We believe in a government that can be trusted. This year of a stronger fiscal management that has helped us earn the perfect to A+ bond rating. The city's free cash reserves as July 1st, 2022 were $43 million, the highest in the city's history. We also reduced $4 million to the deficit that the city had in recent years, which helped us alleviate the cost of construction increases and investments that the city is making.
Gracias a este indicador positivo, solicitamos al Consejo Municipal la aprobación de 16 millones para invertir en la gente de Lawrence.
Thanks to this positive indicator, we asked the City Council to approve $16 million to invest in the people of Lawrence with the approval of the City Council to improve the quality of life for all our residents.
Damas y caballeros, porque las personas están en el centro de mi gobierno, nosotros con la aprobación de nuestro ayuntamiento vamos a cuidar a nuestra gente invirtiendo en nuestra prosperidad, ayudas para vivienda, servicio para la familia, desarrollo de la juventud, infraestructura, o sea, calles y aceras, energía eficiente, espacio verde, servicio de inmigración, clase gratis de inglés para personas que vienen de otros países.
Ladies and gentlemen, because the people are the center of my government, we, with the approval of our City Council, are going to take care of our people by investing in our priorities: housing assistance, family services, youth development, infrastructure, streets and sidewalks, energy efficiency, green spaces, immigration services, ESOL classes.
Hemos asegurado una partida significativa económica para ayudar a nuestros pequeños negocios y emprendedores a todo lo largo de la ciudad. Gracias al voto de ustedes, pudimos colocar $5 millones para un gran número de reparaciones de calles, aceras, parques y el embellecimiento de la ciudad a una manera histórica.
We have secured appropriate funding and support to help our small businesses and entrepreneurs. Thanks to your support, we were able to put up $5 million for a large number of streets and sidewalks repairs, parks, and the beautification of the city in a historic way.
Al inicio de nuestra gestión, colocamos en manos de nuestros oficiales de policía el número más grande de vehículos de patrullas para los vecindarios en nuestra ciudad, equipados todos con tecnología más moderna, la cual permite identificar cualquier situación durante estos oficiales estén en servicio. Además, hemos asegurado un continuo reclutamiento de nuevos oficiales, todos residentes de la ciudad de Lawrence.
At the beginning of our administration, we provided our police officers with the largest number of patrol vehicles for supervising our city, all equipped with the most up-to-date technology, which allows us to identify any situation while these officers are on duty. Furthermore, we have ensured continuous recruitment of new officers, all residents of the city of Lawrence.
Nos hemos asegurado de crear las condiciones necesarias para la construcción de 2 nuevas escuelas elementales, siendo esta la más moderna hasta ahora en todo el estado de Massachusetts. La construcción de un edificio para la nueva estación de policía, colocándose como una de las más modernas y mejor equipadas en todo el estado de Massachusetts.
We have also made sure to create the necessary conditions for the construction of 2 new elementary schools, this being the most modern to date in the entire Commonwealth of Massachusetts. The construction of a building for a new police station positioned itself as one of the most modern and best equipped in the entire Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
También la remodelación e iluminación de todos nuestros parques. Hemos ordenado la mayor inversión para embellecer toda la ciudad, incluyendo todas sus entradas, la preparación de todos los estacionamientos públicos, mayor equipamiento para el Departamento de Obras Públicas, como también incluyendo más personal humano a dicho departamento.
Also, the remodeling of lighting of all our parks, we have ordered the largest investment to beautify the entire city, including all its entrances, repairs to all public parks, lots, more equipment for the Department of Public Works, as well as adding more human personnel to these departments.
Hemos concluido con la reparación del viejo rufo que tenía el ayuntamiento, como también la adquisición de un nuevo elevador.
We have completed the repair of the old roof that the City Hall had, as well as the acquisition of the new elevator. We placed a constituent services aide during office hours.
Colocamos una persona de atención a los constituyentes en el horario de oficina. A través de la eficiencia de nuestras oficinas de recaudación de impuestos, hemos logrado hacer sabias inversiones de todos estos recursos obtenidos gracias a sus gestiones.
Through the efficiency of our tax collection offices, we have managed to make wise investments in all these resources obtained thanks to their efforts.
Logramos en los meses recientes un contrato favorable para la ciudad con una nueva compañía recolectora de basura, la cual está brindando un excelente servicio a nuestros constituyentes.
We have now a affordable contract for the city from recent past month for a new garbage collector company which has provided excellent service to our constituents.
La colocación de nuevas y modernas máquinas de parquímetros para dar una solución al reclamo de los dueños de negocios y residentes, asegurando estacionamiento con más frecuencia en la ciudad.
The placement of new and modern parking meters to provide a solution to claim of business owners and residents, ensuring more frequent parking in the city.
Invertiremos estos impuestos en reparaciones de calles, aceras y señalización de tránsito en nuestra ciudad de Lawrence.
We will spend these taxes on repairs of streets, sidewalks, traffic signs in our city of Lawrence.
Para lograr estos esfuerzos, ordené la creación de un grupo de trabajo especial para hacer recomendaciones para el mejor uso de los fondos de ARPA, ahora en nuestro free cash.
To accomplish these efforts, I have directed the recreation of a special task force to make recommendations for the best use of ARPA funds now in our free cash.
Para lograr un impacto directo en nuestros residentes, he ordenado la creación de un grupo de trabajo, especial que dé recomendaciones al mejor uso de los fondos de ARPA en nuestro free cash.
I have ordered the creation of a special task force to make recommendations for the best use of our ARPA funds in our free cash.
Estamos asignando más de 16 millones a 7 categorías prioritarias. Ellas son salud y servicios humanos, $2.900.000. Arte y cultura, $1 millón. Asistencia de vivienda, $5.674.052.
We are allocating more than 60 million to 7 priority categories as follow: health and human services, $2,900,000. Art and culture, $1 million. Parks and recreation, $1,400,000. Housing and assistance, $5,674,052.
En desarrollo económico, 5.650.000. Iniciativa de seguridad comunitaria, 1 millón. Divulgación, publicidad y tecnología, 1.550.000. Vivienda, 3.174.052. Además, estamos poniendo un fondo ya aprobado de 5 millones para toda la infraestructura de nuestra ciudad, o sea, calles, aceras y otras cosas.
Economy development, $5,650,000. Community security initiative, $1 million. Disclosure, advertising and technology, $1,550,000. Housing, $3,174,052. Additional to that, we are putting funds into the following: infrastructures as streets and sidewalks, $5 million.
Sobre la base de nuestra sólida gestión fiscal, la transparencia del gobierno, el apoyo de los funcionarios electos locales, estatales y federales y la comunidad en general, continuaremos elevando nuestra ciudad a un nivel de vida más alto. Con esto en mente, les aseguro que nuestra ciudad de Lawrence seguirá siendo un excelente lugar para vivir, estudiar, trabajar e invertir.
Building on our strong fiscal management, open government, the support of local, state, and federal elected officials, and the community at large, we will continue to raise our city to a higher standard of living. With this in mind, I assure you that Lawrence will continue to be a great place to live, study, work, and invest.
Mis compañeros residentes de Lawrence, me gustaría aprovechar esta oportunidad para darles las gracias por depositar su confianza en mí. Recuerden, somos un Lawrence bajo Dios, indivisible, con libertad y justicia para todos.
My fellow Lawrence residents, I would like to take this opportunity to thank you for placing your trust in me. Remember, we are one Lawrence, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Gracias y que Dios bendiga la ciudad de Lawrence y que Dios bendiga los Estados Unidos de Norteamérica. Buenas noches.
Thank you very much. God bless you all, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you and have a good night.
Thank you very much, Mayor. Very nicely done, and thank you for your State of the City address. At this point, I know that we have another elected official that is here. We have State Representative Francisco Paulino, who is here this evening. I just want to recognize him and thank him for being present at tonight's State of the City address. I don't think we have any other elected officials in the audience, but we have a lot of department heads, and thank you so much for every city employee for all the work that you guys are doing. At this point, I would like to take off the table, and we're going to look for a motion to take the hiring of the city attorney off the table matters. That's document number 15022. Is there a motion to take that off of the table?
Second.
Motion made by the state representative, seconded by Councilor Levy. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. We've concluded with the interviews of the individuals, and I think at this point it would be in order to go ahead and to then call the roll of the city councilors to determine and who is going to be our next city attorney. There needs to be 5 votes for this to be enacted, and at this point, once your name is called, I will ask that you give your vote. The vote is between Mr. Tim Hooten and Mr. Brian Corrigan. So, Clerk, when you have a moment, will you please call the roll and identify which of those 2 you wish to see as our next city attorney. Clerk?
Councilor Levy. Tim Hooten. Councilor Dela Cruz.
Corrigan.
Brian Corrigan. Councilor Payano.
Hooten.
Noted for Tim Hooten. Councilor Infante.
Corrigan.
Councilor Selena Reyes.
Team.
Councilor Del Rosario.
Tim Hooten.
Sorry. Councilor Giovanni Rodriguez.
Corrigan.
Council Vice President
Team Hooden.
and Council President.
Attorney Hooten. Clerk, will you please let us know what the tally was?
I'm seeing 6 votes for Attorney Tim Hooten and 3 votes for Attorney Brian Corrigan.
Thank you very much. I see that both of them are here before Mr. Corrigan leaves. I want to thank him for his application and for wanting to be a part of our city attorney's position, and I want to congratulate Attorney Tim Hooten.
Thank you, Council President. I just want to thank the board for your, and I will be seeing a lot of you, I hope. And where do we go from here?
Well, where we go from here is I'm going to need to put on the council agenda. We need to come up with a contract with you. And so I think, as we have done in our past, is we will send a sample document that your predecessors have had, and we can work off of that, and also a blank boilerplate, which I think has been our past practice as well. And then what we will do at that point is we'll get that over to, I'll put it on the city council agenda for the March meeting. And then at that point, we will see what we can do to try to facilitate and hurry that process up as much as we can.
Thank you very much, and thank you, board, once again.
Yep. I don't think there is any other business before the city council regarding there is, what do you like to take off the table, Counselor? There's no other business before the city council for Councilor Infante.
I'm sorry, you can finish. Just want to see if this is regarding what you're going to say.
If there is no other further business before the city council for our we do have some business that we're at this particular point.
Councilor President, could you please explain a little bit, I'm sorry. So are we gonna be adjourned this meeting and just to start the new meeting?
Very soon, there's one more bit of business that we need to take care of at this time as opposed to the next meeting. Once we finish with this piece of business, then we will look for a motion to adjourn. We'll take the motion to adjourn, and then we can gavel in for the new meeting.
Thank you.
But at this point, Councilor Rodriguez has the floor. I believe he has the floor for document number 4223. Mr. Rodriguez, welcome.
Well, thank you. Thank you, councilors. Thank you, Council President, for this opportunity again. Well, essentially, we're gathering here with one specific thing. Dear friends and college, today we gather in this chamber to honor Councilor and Senator Payano. Payano is an outstanding, person that served this community. First of all, as a city council member, but before that, as a school committee member, and now with the new duties as a senator. Councilors, for me, it is an honor to be here standing up. The first time that I actually met Pavel was exactly here, this podium. I actually came out from my house looking to advocate on his behalf to be appointed to the school committee back then. That was probably 2010, right? Pavel was one of the, if it's not the last member of the school committee that was with the fully power of the school committee member. And that's something that it means a lot to a lot of the school committee member that passed by that board. He knew what it meant to be a a school committee member back then. And he had worked tirelessly to improve the quality of life for many residents, many students of the city of Lawrence. As councilor, Senator Payano was a champion for important causes such as affordable housing, education, public safety. I have the honor to sit on that chamber with him, work on different ordinance, different issues. Sometimes we have a lot of differences, and but most of the time we conclude to have one specific thing, and that was to have the city of Lawrence and the residents first. He always put the need of the constituents first, work to create opportunities for all members of this community. He worked on many different ordinances to benefit the community. He researched a lot of ordinances that he present his view and vision and what he have in mind. And he always put the peoples first. And that's a big deal. He always looked forward for the students. I remember that when we were part of the school committee, we actually visited a lot of different schools. Imagine that during that time, the receivership was starting up. And two young members of this community went around to talk about different principles, to talk about STEM education, pre-algebra, algebra, and many other topics that are important to the kids. That doesn't kind of like, like a lot of people. A lot of people didn't like that. Councilor and now Senator Payano have shown an exceptional leadership skills. His dedications to his constituents are truly inspiring. As a great leader, he has always been available to listen to the concerns of the communities, have worked tirelessly to address them. His ability to bring people together regardless of the background or their belief is a team master of his commitment to create more inclusive and equitable community. We are confident that now Senator Payano will continue to bring, to be a strong voice to our community on his new roles. He knows that he will continue to work hard. We know that he will continue to work hard to create a positive change to our state, to the city that he represents, but more importantly, the city that we all represent, the city of Lawrence. So, Councilor Payano, thank you for everything that you have done, and today we honor you.
Yeah, you can sit down. Okay. Well, first of all, councilors, I want to thank all of you for, I think it's my first time I ever get one of these, so I appreciate that. Councilor Rodriguez, thank you for leading this. So what I would say is I first started my route in public service, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about this when we talk about Nilka Alvarez Rodriguez, Councilor Alvarez Rodriguez. But I first started my bouts in public service when I ran years ago for Lawrence Teen Council. And at that point, I was moved to try to represent the teens of Lawrence. Learned a lot of skills that were beneficial when I went to UMass Amherst, and I found myself in a position where I was leading people that looked like us to ensure that working class people had access to a good higher education. When I came here in Lawrence, I remember my friends wanted me to run for school committee, and I told them I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to be involved with all this craziness, because I think all of us are just a little crazy to be doing this type of work. And but I remember the day where we were doing the appointment. I think I was standing here for a good hour and a half, just taking questions and just kind of looking at folks that were sitting where you're sitting, that were just drilling me. I don't think I've seen another interview that's been that intense. So I'm grateful for Councilor Rodriguez and also former school committee member of the vocational school, Ava Vargas, that left their houses, drove down, and came here to support. And since then, I feel like I've learned a lot. And I've learned a lot not just while I was in the school committee, but also here sitting with all of you. And I'm very grateful for having all of you as colleagues and teaching me so much. Because I think, as Councilor Rodriguez mentions, there are points where we do not agree, and that's okay. And then there are points where we come together and we work together, and at the end of the day, we're colleagues and we're friends. And that's something that I find beautiful in an age of where politics is divisive, and you have people in Congress just fighting it out. Seeing a body that's willing to work together for common causes is something that's important, and I hope that it continues. As I think about our time here in the council, I think about certain wins that I think we were able to do. Before coming to the city council, one of the things that the city did not do is that we did not spend the required amount of money, we didn't invest the required amount of money by mass law to our public school system. For the last 5 years, we've been doing that. For the last 5 years, we've been paying attention to fundings that go into our schools to ensure that our schools are being taken care of. And we are building 2 new schools. I think those are incredible wins for all of us. I see how we came together during the gas crisis. I think, I know that there were days during the gas crisis that I wasn't sleeping, and at any time that I felt tired, I just needed to, step outside, and I see all of you active, and also some former city, back when the mayor was a city council member, I remember anytime the Arlington School needed food, you can give them a call, and there were plates that were available. The wins that we had during COVID, as many of us were going to different houses delivering testing kits. And, you know, all of us were talking about, hey, we're going to get sick, but we continued doing the work because we cared so much about the city of Lawrence. While I might be leaving these chambers, and I do it with, you know, I'll say, yeah, with heavy heart, thank you. I do it with a heavy heart. It's, you know, I think that I value all of you, the work that we do, and while I might be leaving, I'm not leaving the work. We're going to continue doing this work as a state senator, and I look forward to opportunities to working with all of you in making our city better. So thank you for this recognition, and thank you for all the work that you guys do. Thank you.
I don't know if this is the farewell, thank you for your job, or if we're going to be seeing you again. I don't know what that is. I'm going to refrain until this is your last meeting, so I just think we could wait until the end of the evening when you really are, after all the votes are done, because I just think it might be better at that point than for now. But I do think my colleagues may have a few things that they want to say at the end of the evening as we wrap up the night. So we'll save it till then. How's that? Okay. If there's no further business before the council for this particular meeting, knowing that we are going to reconvene very soon for tonight's meeting, I'm looking for a motion to adjourn. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion made by Councilor Infante, seconded by the state representative. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. We are adjourned for the February 8th meeting. Thank you. 9th meeting. Thank you.